going to start talking about Man City. In a moment, we'll hear from one of their star players last night. Not, in my opinion, the star, because I think Bernardo Silva was ridiculous, but he certainly played his part. John Stones we're talking about. I just want to get your view on last night's City performance against Bayern Munich. 1-3-0. It could have been more. I thought they were just fantastic. I could name players like Nathan Ake, I thought was great.
Fantastic.
I've already mentioned Bernardo Silva. John Stones, in this role he's got, I still don't know if he knows, if I know what role he is. Is he a midfielder? Is he a defender? Does he play in the middle alongside Ruben Diaz, but then he's allowed to move?
It's a little bit like what Arsenal do with Zinchenko and Ben White a little bit. More so Zinchenko, because he's comfortable in there. That inverted fullback, that out of possession, you get back out to that left-back area. In possession, you make that extra body in midfield. But the way John Stones is doing it, and again, we've how many times have we spoke about it on the show, Andy, where we're massive fans of Kyle Walker. I don't know how Kyle gets back in the team now, playing that particular way.
No. If you would have said to someone like 18 months ago, Nathan Ake will keep Kyle Walker out the side, you'd be like, in what formation?
Well, no, I mean, John Stones is keeping him out because Ake's left back. Kyle Walker's right back.
Well, yesterday you had a Kanji playing on the left, didn't you?
Yeah, but Kyle Walker predominantly plays on that right-hand side, doesn't he? But I wonder if Gareth's looking at that as well and going, Southgate, it'll go.
But even their formation 3-2-4-1, like the fact that we're arguing about who's playing right back and left back, and where's John Stones play, he's got them playing at a formula that we just haven't seen.
They all looked so strong, and again, Pep Guardiola, genius, masterstroke, Bernardo Silva. Because I thought, how's this going to work? You've got Alphonso Davies, who was like as fast as they come.
Yeah.
Couldn't do anything against Bernardo Silva. Technically, with the ball, he was strong. He created opportunities. He was brilliant, Bernardo Silva.
Yeah. The treble's well and truly on. I personally can't see anyone stopping them. I'm guessing they'll have Real Madrid in the semis.
Well, Arsenal's the one that...
And then Napoli. I mean, Napoli's going to be a tough game, right? But I think they'll clear up in the FA Cup. Pains me to say it, but I think if we meet them in the final, and unless Erik Ten Hag gives the greatest speech ever about you're fighting for the history of this club and so on, but nevertheless, they look just... My point is, they play a brand of football that you don't often see. We're very lucky to see.
No, we don't ever see it.
Yeah. And I just can't see anyone stopping them. They're just...
My only thing with Arsenal is that, and this is me just clutching at absolute straws here, is that you start thinking, right, they're going deep into the FA Cup, they want to win that. They're going deep into the Champions League, something they've never done, and we've expected them to have done it by now. Yeah, you'd probably agree with that? So you're thinking, hopefully, they just slightly, 0.5%, take their eye off the ball when it comes to the Premier League, and Arsenal can just kind of sneak in there.
What's nuts is you're 6 points in front, and Man City are favourites now for the league. Would you agree with that?
No, I'm going to Arsenal.
Oh, yeah?
No, but,
I know you're going Arsenal, but are they favourites?
And you have to agree with this. Manchester City have been phenomenal this season, right? But Arsenal have been better in the league. It's not been Arsenal not there by luck.
I just think Man City are getting better and better.
Yeah, but are Arsenal been better this season so far to this point? They must be. Arsenal not top by luck.
Are you worried?
I'm slightly concerned. I can't lie.
That's a conservative way of saying it. Well, listen, we'll take calls from Man City fans about that treble. Are you dreaming yet? Also, what's bigger for Man City this season? I know we've said it before, but the fact that you look so strong and you look like you've already got 1 foot in the semi-finals, would you give up winning the Premier League and Arsenal win it if it meant you finally winning the Champions League?
Please.
And he won. And Arsenal fans, are you worried? So lots to talk about. Get your calls in now, 03717223344. Before you do that, though, have a listen to this. A Man City defender turned midfielder John Stones caught up exclusively with talkSPORT's very own Mickey Gray. Mickey started off by asking John whether he ever saw himself becoming a midfielder.
Not how I'm doing it now. I think maybe at one point I would have been playing in midfield or as a defender or as a right back. I've done that over the years here with the manager, and I didn't think it might have been for a game here or a game there, but I think the main thing is I'm enjoying it, and we're winning as a team, and all the players that have played that position have done incredibly well, and it's suited us down to a T, I think, as a team, and as it goes back to where, say, the manager's bringing ideas to us, and I'm just trying to go out there and execute what he wants from me, and then go and express myself and keep keeping clean sheets and winning games, and I'm really enjoying it in there, and the different kind of variety of my game, getting higher up the pitch, but then also being kind of defensively solid. It's something I'm still improving on and trying to get to grips with, but really enjoying it.
Do you think it's something that Gareth Southgate might actually think about doing for the internationals?
I couldn't tell you. No, I know that Gareth watches every game, and him and Steve very clued up on what the lads are doing and who they're watching. what kind of styles. And I think he's brought similar kind of styles of play, or players that play in certain ways for certain teams into the squad over the must be 7 years, maybe more now that Gareth's been manager. And I think he's done it incredibly well in wanting or getting a team together that plays so similar, and trying to fine detail those things when we're out on camp. And I wouldn't say no, he'd be whatever he chooses or has seen that he knows that we'll be able to play and feel comfortable playing. I'm sure he'd do, yeah.
Good work, Mickey Gray, with that. Interesting hearing John Stones' his views, because, listen, it's a new position, as he's alluded to there. It's a new position to him. It's a new position to Man City having John Stones.
It's a new position to the Premier League.
It's a new position to the Premier League. Do you think, you touched on it earlier on with regards to Gareth Southgate, do you think if it becomes even... I just laugh when I'm talking about Man City because they just look faultless at the moment. But if it becomes more successful and he does in that role, do you think it's something that Gareth Southgate would have the know-how to use that position in England?
I think he'd have to study it. He'd have to study it, I think. But when you look at John Stones playing in that inverted fullback, he's so good at it. But then this is where we spoke about, I don't know if we've spoke about it on air, but can you imagine Trent in that type of position? With his range of passes.
Yeah, that's where he needs to go. So his defensive duties are less.
If you could get him, and to be fair, Klopp tried it a little bit against Arsenal first half, but you could tell that it was new to them.
Yeah.
But his range of passing, Trent, I think, as a standard fullback, right back, he's always going to have them defensive problems. But if you play him in that inverted kind of fullback role with his range of passing, his technique, he could do some serious damage. Yeah. But for John Stones, he's playing really well.
You could do some serious damage by picking up the phone and having your say on national radio. We're talking about Man City's the treble on. Would you give up winning the Premier League to win the Champions League? And Arsenal fans, are you a little bit nervous? Just a little bit.
That's probably the right thing to do, though, isn't it? Give up the Premier League for the Champions League.
You want them to do that?
That's probably the right thing to do.
Why don't you ask Man City now? Beg them.
Can you do that, please?
Well, you are
Pep Guardiola.
03717723344.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.